Hello, Potato. Yes, we're doing Lego again today, and in a month with a lot of Lego in it. That could seem like overload, but you know what? I don't care, because it's a Lego kit that I have to build before Christmas. Now, Lego has been doing Star Wars dioramas for 2 or 3 years now, mostly releasing them on Star Wars Day, but not always. This, however, is the first year, I believe, that they've done a Star Wars diorama for the holidays. Today we're doing kit 40658, the Millennium Falcon Holiday Diorama. Now, somewhere back when this was announced, I heard that this was supposed to be a tie-in to the Star Wars Lego Advent Calendar, and I can tell you that it definitely isn't. It doesn't fit in the timeline. The Lego Advent Calendar has, the first thing you get in a day one is Omega from the Bad Batch, which is nice because Omega did not come with the Bad Batch shuttle. And I will say one more thing about the Star Wars Lego Advent Calendar, and that is I'm glad I didn't do it for the video because, as always, the mini builds in it are just absolutely awful to do. It is a calendar where I really am there mostly for the minifigures. I want those little ugly sweater versions of like Emperor Palpatine to go in the Winter Village. But yeah, this came out back in, I believe, September, maybe August. I believe it came out at the same time as this year's Advent calendars did. And it's just a quick little build, 282 pieces. It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes in the fast forward. But you get a fair number of minifigures here. You get Holiday, Finn, and Rey, which is nice because I don't have those in the village. You get Chewie, you get BB-8, and you get a Porg, and I'm reasonably sure I don't have a Porg in any of my previous, at least nothing I've built had a Porg in it. There might be a set that I have that I never built that has a Porg in it. But basically we're going to get just that room on the Falcon with the Dejeric table. Is that right, Dejeric? Am I remembering that name correctly? Anyways, the space you get to sit and hang out in while you're waiting for your turn on Smuggler's Run. We're building that. That should be cool. Also has like a little bunk back there for someone to sleep in. And some lightsaber storage. So that's actually really nice. It's nice when they give you a place to put the pieces that are meant to not necessarily be used at all times. That shows a nice level of thought. I feel like this is probably testing the waters to see how something like this does. So I'll be interested to see if we get another Star Wars diorama or indeed other dioramas next year. I mean, we could always do, because we have had, aside from Star Wars, we've had an Indiana Jones diorama this year. I'm going to count the big Temple of Doom, or not Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark set that came out as a diorama. It really is. It may have some action features, but it's still a diorama. So we may get, some more of this kind of stuff down there. Honestly, you could probably count all of those TV show sets as dioramas as well. The Friends sets, not the Lego Friends, the Friends. Seinfeld, Big Bang Theory, The Office. Those could all count as dioramas in their own way. They're not really play sets. They are display sets. Honestly, the big Batcave too. I mean, it's even like specifically made to fit on a shelf. How many steps do we have here? 113. What was the name of that? Because I remember in the Lego Star Wars Christmas special from 2 or 3 years ago, they had a specific name for that bird. It wasn't a turkey. Oh, that's interesting. It's a non-promo kit, but does not have a QR code on the front. I wonder if it was a promo kit at some point. Did they give this away somewhere? Somebody told me one time that the reason there is no no QR code rather on the Haunted Mansion, which you can't see because it's behind the Lego sign, is because it was a giveaway at some point. It was a giveaway to some event or something. So was this a giveaway as well? I mean, that would kind of make sense. This kind of does almost feel like a glorified gift with purchase. I think some of the other gift with purchases we've had this year have been about this size. So I wonder if that was an intent at some point. If you bought, I don't know, $150, $200 worth of Star Wars Lego, they'd have thrown this in for free and decided just to sell it instead and see what would happen. But yeah, that's fine. Honestly, I mean, I like my gift with purchases. But I feel like sometimes it would be nice if they just put them on sale, especially when they've $200, $300 buy-ins now. It's all too much. It's all too much. I mean, there's a breaking point. I wonder how much longer it will be before Lego runs into it. Anyways, that's enough pontificating on my part. So we have 3 bags plus a bag of the big parts, which we will need, looks like, pretty much all of in this first step. So let's talk no longer. Let's get into some galactic holiday joy and build ourselves a little Life Day celebration on the Millennium Falcon. And I'll see you at the other end of the fast forward. And there we have kit 40658, the Millennium Falcon Holiday Diorama, all 282 shiny little pieces. So, first thing, I understand that much like with the Advent calendars, they don't print a lot of specific pieces for these kits. The sweaters are probably about it. I'm sure that book has been used somewhere else. I mean, I'm glad to see no stickers, but I'm pretty sure that book cover has been used elsewhere. But what is with the Christmas sets having women with only angry faces? First there was Black Widow in the Avengers calendar who just looks either unhappy or angry, and then we have Rey who looks unhappy or annoyed, borderline angry. Again, I'm sure it's a head that was used for another kit, and they just used it again here. They haven't printed a new one for this set, but all the same, Lego, can we stop with exclusively angry female characters? Because the guys don't get that. Finn gets got a good jolly happy face, and then oops, did I just screw up everything face? I mean, we have some range, but he's not. He has a happy face. You can have him look happy and jolly, or you can have him look distressed. But Ray just looks annoyed or angry. It's an interesting choice, Lego. Otherwise, we have our older Chewbacca. He's just generally older look than he looked in some of the other sets he's been in recently that have been set in the original trilogy. And then we have a Porg. I'm pretty sure I haven't built a Porg before. This definitely feels like a advent calendar level build, but it's honestly, if I had more stuff like that in the Star Wars advent calendar, I would find them less annoying. It's just these little micro builds of ships that are just not super pleasant to put together. This, however, was quite pleasant to put together. It was nice, kind of relaxing. You need a little relaxation this time of year. Okay, here we have the full completed set. We have the little couch and the Dejarik table. We have our holiday supper, which so I'm of two minds about this, unless I put this down wrong. So they've put the carrot fastened down. And one of my things that I always dislike about Lego kits is loose pieces. So they've made it so the carrot fastens down, but the turkey or the bird here does not. There's not a... I mean, there's a thing that keeps it from just sliding off the table super easily, but you can move it around a bit, but it's not fastened down, which is what I would prefer. I mean, that's fairly minor, though. Also, the table's held on by one single stud, so while it gives you the ability to turn it to an angle, it also means it will be fairly easy to knock off if you bump into it. And of course, over here behind everything, we do have our lightsaber storage under the bed. Which, again, nice little way to keep track of things that otherwise could be loose and get lost, or maybe you don't want to have them lightsabers out for Life Day. But it's nice. So one thing I do wonder about the future will hold for this set is we have a lot of these pieces, and I have trouble in my Winter Village sets with specifically those type of, actually some of my other sets as well, with these type of little claw pieces. They don't necessarily crack or crumble. I mean, I've had that happen too, but they just they don't hold anymore. They become weak and they fall off, and you kind of have to balance them. And where they're actually hanging, it could be a little difficult to balance them on anything. But I think I just need to maybe check the Lego store, look for replacements for these kind of pieces, or just order a bunch from Pick-a-Brick just to have on hand as needed. But yeah, those and those like the ball socket joints are ones I've had trouble with in recent years. So the tree is an interesting build. It's somewhat like similar, like maybe inspired by last year's Christmas Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy calendar, in that we don't have the full three-dimensional tree like we frequently get from Lego, either the just kind of pre-molded green pine tree or the like kind of four-sided pyramid tree that we see a lot in the Holiday Village sets. But we do get we get this kind of interesting flat tree with some sparse decorations on it, and a nice little star on top, which, yeah, that looks good. It doesn't take up a ton of space, but it still gives the effect of the holidays. Also interesting that in Ray's book here, they have a printed cover, but they didn't print the inside. It's like that was an interesting choice there. But it was a fun little build, a nice little break from the hustle and bustle of the holiday season to do something that was still a little, holiday themed. Again, it's the first, to my knowledge, it's the first Star Wars Lego holiday diorama, so that's neat too. But then just wrap this up. It's all built. It's not, I mean, I guess you could still play with it with the advent calendar if you're giving this to like a younger builder. They could still like interact with the advent calendar with it. Just give them something holiday to play with that is still Lego. That's not your 15-year in the making, thousands of dollars worth of Lego holiday village that you put up every year. Something, their own little, they kind of start their own little holiday thing on their own. So that's actually probably a good use for this as well, is to give the kids their own little holiday village, kind of a thing to start for themselves. And something they can play with, and it doesn't matter as much. But it's done, it's built, now I gotta go find somewhere to put it, because it's definitely not going in the Winter Village. But that's a whole nother issue. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and may the force be with you until the next video.